2 hours for this meeting. I think we'll probably have to finish here. I would like just to have the opportunity for maybe some people here on the platform to say a few words at the end. Martin, for start.
Well, I sense that the meeting's drawing to a close. People are getting their coats on. I won't keep you. But just to say, yes, I will be having a meeting. I have been talking with Network Rail. I will be having a meeting with them. There's still an awful lot of clarification that we could have from them, because I think people really need to know what happens if the development doesn't go ahead. I would just say one point on the, clearly there is a recession in particularly in building at the moment, but talking to the borough planner, he says that it's the medium-sized developments that have maybe stopped work or stopped progressing or withdrawn planning applications. The really big developments are keeping going, and that includes, of course, Battersea Power Station and this one, because they are so big that they calculate that by the time that they built it, the recession will be over. So I don't know if that's true, but I just say let's take our foot off the gas. Don't let's ease up on the pressure because we think, oh, it probably won't go ahead. The only way to make sure it doesn't go ahead is to make sure that that committee decides not to give planning permission. So many thanks for everybody who come, and I will do my best to keep everybody informed about what I'm doing and any information I get from Network Rail through our newsletters and through Cyril and his organisation.
Thank you. I just wanted to very quickly echo about the current economic climate and the fact that Plan Commission, once granted, of course, lasts for 3 years. So we could be faced with the real prospect of blight upon our community for 3 years before even a single spade is set into the ground. What that means for us is that for the next 3 years, there will be none of the improvements that Network Rail has already offered us for the station, presumably not the medical centre that the primary healthcare trust has been talking about, and possibly none of the road improvements that I believe many of the councillors in fact would have been keen to talk about had we had more time this evening. So we must reject this proposal. It's not good enough just simply to think it will be mothballed, because the chances are that even if they don't start immediately, they will sit on this planning application for 3 years. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I'll be very brief. I've got four quick points. One, don't leave this room until you sign the petition. It's out there. Two, if you don't know who to write to, do pick up a copy of the letterhead. And three, if you want to make a donation to defray some of the expenses of this for Cyril and Battersea Society, I'm sure there are arrangements there. Secondly, March the 12th, we've heard, is the earliest it could be at the Planning Committee or Planning Applications Committee. Put that date in your diary and find out nearer the time whether it is or it isn't. If it is, be there. If it isn't, make sure you know when it is and then be there. Thirdly, I think you'd like to know that the civic amenity societies of Putney, Battersea, Wandsworth and Balham are getting together in order to work out a joint tall building strategy for the whole of Wandsworth. I think it's necessary, everyone thinks it's necessary. The bandits are out there trying to despoil our borough. Which brings me to a point that I should have made before. Many of you are members of the Battersea Society. If not, please do. There are application forms there. If you're interested enough to come here and interested enough to fight to keep this part of Battersea wholesome, then please join us, please participate. Come and join in the planning committee. We've got loads of other things. We have outstanding events. If you're interested in going to see things, check on the website. Finally, I'd really like to echo what Philip has said about this is a human scale. That's what we must never forget. Whenever I find my judgment slipping, I always remember one of my favourite authors and the way in which he described the human scale. You all know it. It's dear old Dean Swift of Gulliver's Travels. And if you remember, in the first one he was in Lilliput, where he was the giant and everything was little. In the second one, he was in Brobdingnag, where he was little and everyone was giants. And it took him to book 4 before he found everything in proportion in the human scale. What we're facing here is Brobdingnag writ large over Clapham Junction. I don't want that, you don't want that. I want to join with Philip in making sure the human scale works. And Philip, we may not be here in 50 years' time, but in 10 years' time, I want us to be here so that we can have a joint campaign to turn the reinvigorated and proper Clapham Junction station into Battersea Junction station.
I think that it's very difficult for me now because Tony stole most of my speech for finish talking about the necessity that all of you have to write to the council to let them know your views. Please, if you know anybody who haven't written, tell them to write as well. The petition again is available at the end of the room. Just to finish, I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight. I would like to thank Martin for attending the meeting, Kate Williams, who is still a great help for the campaign. There's a lot of work. Tony Tech for the Battersea Society. I remind everybody that you've got membership form of the Battersea Society beside the doors, and the Battersea Society is a key element of the campaign. Thank you everybody tonight.
Thank you.